Earth was crying. As my footsteps fall to these parched patches of desert land, the arid air heaved heavy, which is when the earth exhaled and cried as it rained nearly daily for months. When it wasn't raining, the sky hid us from the sun by blanketing this tortured town in a gray haze. After I arrived, the earth was crying. Though I try, it must have known that all my tears were not enough to replenish this earth alone. I think this one might have been on a theme from an open mic. I cannot be positive, but this one's called Keep Flying Into Death. One of their windshields actually broke. You know, the glass breaks into such tiny little pieces. They look like ice. After smashing into a couple of windshields, I was knocking on death's door. I did everything I could to gain any of my freedoms back. I moved my appendages anywhere until I was able to fly again. And now that I am here, I am waiting again, because now I know death is just around the corner, waiting for me. So I keep looking for it. I fly along the sidewalk and imagine a car careening off the road behind me so I can't escape my impending doom. I see the road in front of me. Yeah, I see the crossing cars, but I know the winds around here. And I mean, we've all done this before. We know the risks. That's a part of life. That's a gamble we all take when we fly through our life, so we never think twice before the catastrophe strikes. I was at an intersection when two cars tossed me around like I was nothing, and if the odds were so slim that something like that could ever happen again, I think of how I always seem to beat the odds and wonder how it may happen again. I keep looking for it. I keep managing to just scrape by, but still, I keep looking. I'm going to sound a happier note for you. This is called Excuses for Skipping Work. With our intense work schedule and how you could never miss a deadline, I never took sick days off. But one time, I decided I wanted to go out with the guys. There was a lull at work one week, so I decided to pick a day to go out, and then I could take the next day off. I had to make sure that it looked like I wasn't taking the day off for like a long weekend, so it couldn't be like a Monday or a Friday. I thought for a second, hey, let's go out on a Tuesday night. Then I'll take a sick day off on Wednesday. No one will think that I'm playing hooky if I was calling in sick in the middle of the week. So Tuesday night came, and we went out, drank a ton, and at one point I was walking down the street, my arm over the shoulder of two men, and we were laughing and talking and walking in stride, laughing, but I think one of the guys stepped in my path, so my right foot landed on his, which twisted my ankle, and down I went. My guy friend saw me, turned around and sat down saying, okay, I guess this is a good place to sit down. But no, he didn't understand. I was actually in pain. It was like I had fallen and I couldn't get up. And the guys were my neighbors, and so we went home, and they helped me to my apartment door. 15 minutes later, I had to call my neighbors, who had my key, and ask someone to get ice for my ankle. When my neighbor came over, he saw my swollen ankle, and it was swollen to the size of a baseball. Good thing I happened to have gauze and crutches, because, yeah, I took the next day off. I couldn't really walk, and I hobbled into work on Thursday. My supervisor came into my office. I thought you were just playing hooky yesterday, he said. Well, obviously I wasn't, I said. And although I had a sprained ankle, it was like no one knew the wiser. And like I was one of the big boys, it was cool to have so much fun on a Tuesday night, off schedule, and have fun like that on a Tuesday night. Thank you.